We're going to learn the auxiliary verb or the helping verb xiǎng. Xiǎng means to want to or would like to. And you may have noticed from some of my example sentences that there are two ways to say I want to do something, xiǎng and yao. They're different, and maybe at some point we'll go over all of the differences. But xiǎng, it means desire or want to, but it doesn't include intention or I will do something. It's softer and it's more polite. It's a little bit like in English we have I want to and I would like to. I would like to is a more polite way to say it, a little bit softer. It's not exactly the same, but it's a little bit like that. So xiǎng, it's the idea of I have a desire to do something, but it doesn't necessarily include I plan to do something, the intention aspect of it. Where yao includes that intention aspect in addition to desire. So 我想看电影，我想看电影. I want to watch a movie. Now you may wonder why I'm always talking about the same things like 看电影 or 吃饭, that kind of thing. It's because this is a grammar course and I'm not trying to introduce a lot of new vocab. So I'm just trying to use some of the same words to make sure and introduce new vocab slowly. So 我想看电影, I want to see a movie. 我想吃肉, I want to eat meat. You might say that before a meal, like, oh, I want to have meat. 我想吃肉. I would like to eat meat. Here's a very nice question that if you're hosting somebody, you can ask them. It means, what would you like to drink? But it's kind of fun. 你想喝点什么? Or 喝点儿, 点儿, same thing. 你想喝点什么? It means you would like to drink a little what? A little of what? And so it doesn't translate directly into English because in English, I guess what would you like to have a little bit? What would you like to drink a little of? You could say it, but we don't say it that way. But in Chinese, it's a fun and polite way to ask somebody what they would like to drink. 你想喝点什么? So that is 想. Another helping verb is néng, which is usually translated can or able to. And the problem with the word can in English is it has lots of meanings. And Chinese has different words that also have some overlap, but different words to express different kinds of can or to be able to. So let's with néng, the main idea is the ability for something to happen in terms of an innate ability as opposed to learned skills, but innate ability, or something let's see, I have this written down in my notes, or something is a possibility or is fitting to the situation, like it's possible in the situation. So here are some examples. 你能帮我吗? 你能帮我吗? 帮 means to help. You can, are you able to? 你 can 帮 help me 吗? Can you help me? Or you can help me 吗? 你能帮我吗? Can you help me? So it's talking about like the néng here. It could mean, do you have the ability to help me? Or are you able to in this situation? Do you have the time or the willingness to help me? Here we have 他能吃10个苹果. 他能吃10个苹果. He is able to eat 10 apples. 他能吃10个苹果. Here we're talking about ability. This person has the ability or the possibility to eat 10 apples. I forgot to write the pinyin for this one, but here we go. 坐飞机能1个小时到吗? 坐飞机能1个小时到吗? So 坐 means to sit or to, if you're taking transportation, to take. So taking an airplane, 飞机 is airplane. 坐, sitting in an airplane, 坐飞机能 can 1个小时 1 hour 到 arrive 吗? Sitting in an airplane, can 1 hour arrive 吗? So the question is, can you arrive in 1 hour by taking an airplane? And you'll notice that in this kind of question, again, there's no you, there's no subject, because we don't care about who. It's the question is it possible for anybody to to arrive to that place within 1 hour by taking an airplane. So so that's how that goes. So it's talking about ability or possibility, innate ability or possibility. 能. I'm going to teach you about a helping verb, 会, that has two common yet pretty separate meanings. And so we'll start with the meaning that is also can or able to, but a different kind of can or able to. It means to have a learned ability. And All Set Learning, the website, pointed out something that was very helpful that I want to share with you. It's better in terms of understanding to translate this form of hui, this kind of hui, to know how to, as opposed to just can. So if in this sentence, 你会说英文吗? You can speak English ma? Can you speak English? In English, we would just say, can you speak English? Or we wouldn't say, do you know how to speak English? Well, we could, but much more commonly, we just say, can you speak English? And while that's a fine translation, it's more helpful to think about this word, to translate it as, in your mind, as to know how to. And that'll help you clarify between hui and neng. Neng is more about innate ability or possibility, and hui is about having the knowledge, the know-how to do something. So 你会说英文吗? Can you speak English? A very good phrase to know if you're in China and you need to talk to someone who speaks English. If you know this phrase, you can ask them, do you speak English? And oh, I forgot the pinyin again. 我会游泳. 我会游泳. This means I can or I know how to swim. 我会游泳. So 游泳 is to swim. 我会游泳. Now, I chose this phrase for a reason, because you could also say 我能游泳, but the meaning is different. If I say 我会游泳, I'm telling you I have the ability to swim in the sense that I know how to swim. If I say 我能游泳, this is kind of a little bit more unusual, but it means that it's possible to swim in a particular situation. For example, it could be that there is water available, there's a lake, but we can't swim because it's raining. But if I can swim, it's not raining, I can say I can swim that day. It's going to work out for me to swim. That would be 我能游泳. Does that make sense? That I chose that just to kind of illustrate that sometimes they could both be used, but it'll change the meaning. One is about having the know-how. The one is the ability to make it work. It's possible in that situation. All right, so that's one kind of hui. It means to have learned ability. And the other one is completely different. It means, it emphasizes that something will happen. It's kind of saying that it's really probable that this thing will happen. It's very similar to the English word will in terms of this will happen. But that is a part of the English future tense, and this is not a future tense word. It is usually talking about something that's going to happen in the future, but it's not specifically a tense word. It's kind of emphasizing the strong possibility that something will actually happen. So 我会去 means I will go. I'm planning to go. 你明天会来我家吗? You 明天 you tomorrow 明天 is tomorrow. 你明天会来我家吗? Will you? I'm struggling because I'm kind of mixing up English and Chinese grammar here. 你明天会来我家吗? You tomorrow will come my home ma? Will you come to my home tomorrow? So now I want to point out that both of these sentences could be said without the hui, and the meaning is essentially the same, and they're both grammatically correct. I could say 我去, I'm going. But when I say 我会去, it emphasizes the kind of like a statement of I am going. I have a strong intention to go. And the same here, I could say 你明天来我家吗? But this hui kind of makes it like a strong emphasis. And so in some cases it can be used or not used, but knowing the meaning will help you. I also want to point out that hui, this kind of hui, I've heard it used not just in future, but also about habitual actions, or like we say in English, would, as in I would go if such and such a thing happened. You can use it you can use this word to talk about these things, talk about things as well. But that's a little bit more advanced, and so you don't need to worry about that. Just learn the basic meaning. It means something will happen.